Hello, my name is Cassidy Porter. I am going to be doing a brief rundown of the cornucopias and Malthusian theory in regards to the community planning that is supposed to take place for our project. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the Malthusian theory. This was created in 1798 by Thomas Malthusian. He had felt that there were some observations that there was just more people than resources. What that means is that he felt like there was more of a population increase than there was access to food and water. At the end of the day, he decided that he was going to create a type of checks and balances system to be able to theorize how to combat population growth. So with a with a positive checks and balance, this one's a little aggressive. So this one is something to take into account for population reduction, such as war, famine, diseases. And then a positive balance is more of access to or the promotion of delaying later marriage, later children, to kind of spread it out, or by the time you have kids, really you have issues or want to have kids, it may not be an option. So something less aggressive than just war and straight up death. And as far as the cornucopias theory, this was almost created in not retaliation of the Malthusian theory, but it was more of a positive outlook that there aren't finite resources on Earth to sustain the human growth and development. What they look at is what's needed for the appropriate growth sustainability would be things like vaccines, right? So vaccines help prolong life. And this theory also kind of encourages more innovation for there to be more resources, and it's more of a liberal, definite communal thinking of how do we negate these situations together. In my opinion, right, they're just theories. There's not a right and a wrong answer. I don't love the Malthusian theory being as fear-driven, I would say. However, are there things to take into consideration as far as, are we growing at the 2 to 3 ratio that he says, right? 2 resources for every 3 people being brought into the world. I think that that's an interesting perspective that we don't think of. It opens your eyes to when creating developments. How do we consider the current infrastructure of an area, and what resources do we need to add into the community development to make sure that it thrives, right? Such as community parks, gardening areas, maybe. Is that a resource that you can consider? Are there other agricultural areas that you need to incorporate to make sure that your added area is going to thrive and not suffer? What roads need to be done? What grocery stores? So I think that there's almost, unfortunately, a bittersweet reality of incorporating both theories into local government and development planning. And I would say that you would want to consider more of a cornucopian theory, because that promotes growth in development and resource and really resource availability. So I would say, as you're developing, you have to take that theory a little more into consideration.